Hello, my students. I'm your biology teacher, Cikgu Govins. Our topic today is nutrition in plants, and our subtopic is 3.3, diversity in plant nutrition. Learning standard for subtopic 3.3, diversity in plants nutrition, only once. Describe nutritional adaptations of plants. Nutrition is a process of organism obtaining energy and nutrient from foods for growth, maintenance, and repair of damaged tissue. Parasitic, epiphytic, and carnivorous plants have different adaptations to obtain nutrients. There are three types of nutritional adaptations of plants: parasitic plants, carnivorous plants, and epiphytic plants. Example of parasitic plants is Rafflesia. Carnivorous plants is Nepenthes or pitcher plants. Epiphytic plant is SPM nidus or bird nest ferns. Parasitic plants. Parasitic plants live by growing on other plants which are the hosts. The root of these plants absorb organic substances, mineral and water from the host by penetrating the stem up to the vascular bundle of the host. This causes the parasitic plants to grow faster and flourish, whereas the host is malnourished, dry, and will eventually die. Afrophytic plants. Afrophytic plants are green plants which live on other plants which are the hosts. Afrophytic plants receive more sunlight for photosynthesis by living on taller hosts. These plants synthesize their own foods. Epiphytes do not harm the host because the root of epiphytes can absorb nutrients accumulated in the gaps of the plant stems. Most epiphytes have swollen stems that are able to store a lot of water. Here are two types of epiphytic plants. The first one is Spelenium nidus or bird nest ferns. The second one is Bulbophyllums or orchids. Carnivorous plants. Carnivorous plants are able to synthesize their own food by carrying out photosynthesis. Carnivorous plants secrete nectar and they have cups to trap their prey, typically insects. The prey are then slowly digested by digestive enzymes. The trapped animal can supply nitrogen to the plants. Nitrogen is important for growth. This is because carnivorous plants live in the soil which lacks nitrogen sources. Here are two examples of carnivorous plants: Nepenthes or pitcher plants, Diana miscipula or Venus flytraps. Activity 3.2. The aim of this activity is to investigate the effects of habitat change on the growth of carnivorous, parasitic, and epiphytic plants. Material: pitcher plants, Indian willow plants, bird nest ferns. Apparatus: vessels containing soil. Procedure: get a healthy pitcher plants, Indian willow plants, and bird nest ferns. Plant each of them inside vessels containing soils. Make sure each plant is provided with enough light, water, and fertilizer. Observe and record the growth of each plant on every week for a month. Discussions. This is after 1 month observations. Which of these plants can adapt to habitat change? The answer is pitcher plants or Nepenthes, because the pitcher plants have the ability to trap insects. So the insects can supply nitrogen to the plants, so pitcher plants can live in the soil that lacks of nitrogen. Question number 2. Based on your observation, what happens to the Indian willow plants after 1 week? Justify. The Indian willow plants die because the Indian willow plants is parasite plants. So the roots of the Indian willow plants is adapted to absorb water and mineral salt by penetrating the stems of the host up to the vascular bundles. So it's not suitable to plant the Indian willow plants in the soils. Formative practice 3.3. Question number 1. State the nutritional habit of the flowering plants. A. Cuscuta or Dodes. B. Hypnums or moss, C. Bulbophyllums or orchids, D. Uticularia or golden floating bladderworts. We look at A first, Cuscuta or Dodus. This is diagram show the Cuscuta. This is the description of Cuscuta. After a dodder attaches itself to the plants, it wraps itself around it. If the host contains food beneficial to dodder, the dodder produces hostoria that insert themselves into the vascular system of the host. The description shows that the Cuscuta or dodders are parasites. B. Hypnums or moss. This is diagram show how the hypnum looks like. This is descriptions of hypnums, a very small green plants that grow especially in wet earths or on rocks, wall and tree trunks. They are very small, a few centimeters tall, herbaceous or non-woody plants. So from description show that the nutritional habit of the hypnums is epiphytes. C. Bulbophyllums or orchids. This diagram shows one of the species of orchids. This is descriptions of orchids, a plant with beautifully colored flower that have an unusual shape. Orchids have thread-like or fibrous roots that creep over the surface of tree or rocks or hangs from branches. So from the description show that the nutritional habit of orchid is epiphytes. D. Uticularia or golden floating bladderworts. This is diagram show one of the species of Uticularia. This is descriptions of Uticularia, a plant with small hollow sac that actively capture and digest tiny animals such as insect larvae, aquatic worms, and water flea. Bladderworts can be found in lakes, stream, and waterlogged soil. From description show that the nutritional habit of Uticularia is carnivore. Question number 2. Differentiate between the nutritional adaptations of parasitic plants and epiphytic plants. The answer is parasitic plants grow on another plant or host. The root of parasitic plants will penetrate the host vascular bundles to absorb nutrients or organic substances, mineral and water. But for epiphytic plants, they grow on other plants or hosts to get more sunlight by living on a higher tree without harming the host. This increases the rate of photosynthesis in epiphytic plants. Question number 3. Predict what will happen to the growth of the bird nest fern if it is exposed to the direct sunlight. The answer is the growth of the bird nest fern will be stunted due to lack of water. That's all for today. See you in next lessons in chapter 4. Thank you and bye-bye.